Erev Shabbat Shalom Rabotai. We are continuing with our Mishna Yomi, Masechet Ketubot. We are up to Perek Aleph Mishna Yud. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'ilun Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Ranbai Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelo ben Chana bad Miriam Menuchatam began Eden Amen and Avdei ben Chaim lechaim v'derefua shenemav Daniel Shalom ben Rosa betor Shah Chulei Israel. Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Eliezer stated in the previous two Mishnayot that if a woman cohabited with a stranger but claims that he is not a disqualified person, she is fit for marriage to a Kohen. This Mishnah teaches that a Kohen should nevertheless refrain from marrying such a woman unless a certain condition is met. Amar Rabbi Yossi said, Ma'aseh b'tinoket she'arda lemalod mayim min ha'ayin v'ne'ensa. An incident took place where a young girl went down to draw water from a spring and was violated there by a stranger. She claimed that he was not a disqualified person. Amar Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri said, Im rov anshei ir masi'in lekeuna, rezu tinaseh lekeuna. If most of the men in the town can marry off their daughters to Kohanim, meaning most of the local men are not disqualified, this girl may be married to a Kohen. However, if half or more of the local men are disqualified, a Kohen should not marry her. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri agrees with Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Eliezer who hold that if a woman cohabited with a stranger, she is believed to say that the man is not a disqualified person. Therefore, she should be permitted for a Kohen to marry. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri adds, however, that she is permitted only in a limited sense, namely, if a Kohen went ahead and married her. They may remain married b'diavad, but a Kohen may not marry her in the first place, l'chatchila. This prohibition applies unless most of the men in the local town are known not to be disqualified persons. The Gemara on page 15a, Masechet Ketubot, adds that it is not enough for the majority of men in the town to be eligible. Rather, a second majority is also required. In the case of the girl who was violated at the spring, it was also necessary that a group of travelers was passing nearby at the time, and that most of the travelers were not disqualified. Only in that situation, where two majorities support her claim, may a Kohen marry her even in the first place, l'chatchila. The rabbis required this second majority as an extra precaution to protect the purity of Kohanim. V'chen halacha, and the Rav writes that this is the halacha. And that is the Nabotai of chapter 1, Mishnah 10. We continue now with Perek Bet Mishnah Aleph. We have learned that if a husband divorces his wife or dies before her, he or his heirs must pay her a certain amount of money. If she was a virgin when she got married, the amount is 200 zuz. If she was a non-virgin, the amount is 100 zuz. We learned this in chapter 1, Mishnah 2. This Mishnah states the law where a widow or divorcee claims 200 zuz, but has lost the Ketubot document in which it is recorded whether or not she was a virgin when she got married. This is the law where a woman was widowed or divorced. He omeret betula nisatani, and in the case of divorce, she says, I was a virgin when you married me. But he says it is not so. Rather, you were a widow when I married you. If the husband had died, this dispute would take place between the widow and the husband's heirs. She would claim that she was a virgin when she married their father, and they would respond that she was a widow. Im yesh edim she'atzta bihinuma v'roshah parua ketubata matayim. If there are witnesses who testify that on the day of her wedding, Nisuin, she went out from her father's house to the groom's house with a veil over her eyes or with her hair untied, her ketubah is 200 zuz. It was the custom for a virgin bride to let her hair down to her shoulders when she went from her father's house to the wedding place. These customs were specific to a virgin, and therefore they proved that she was a virgin at the time. Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka says, Av chiluk kelayot raya. Giving out roasted grain to the children is also a proof that she was a virgin, because this too was done only when a virgin got married. In the place where Rabbi Yochanan ben Broka lived, grain that had been dried in the oven to make it sweet was distributed at the wedding of a virgin. If she cannot prove with witnesses that she was a virgin, her claim to 200 zuz is rejected, and she may collect only 100 zuz, as the Rav explains. Since the husband or his heirs are in possession of the money and she is trying to collect it from them, we applied the rule of a mutzi mechavero alav raya. The burden of proof is on the one who seeks to collect from his fellow. Although Rabban Gamliel and Rabbi Eliezer ruled that a woman can collect 200 zuz even without proof in chapter 1, Mishnah 6 and chapter 1, Mishnah 7, they would agree that proof is required here. They were dealing with cases in which the husband and wife agree that she was not a virgin, but she claims that she lost her virginity in such a way that she did not lose the right to 200 zuz. For example, she was violated during Erusin. She is sure of her claim, while the husband is not sure at all. He can only suggest that she might not be telling the truth. since she is the only one with a definite claim and the rule of chazakah supports her, she is entitled to 200 zuz. In our Mishnah's case, the question is whether or not she was previously married, a public matter that both wife and husband can claim to definitely know. The two claims therefore cancel each other out, and she is left with only her chazakah, which is not enough on its own. She must therefore prove with witnesses that she was not previously married. And that is Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Everybody shall have a Erev Shabbat Shalom. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen v'amen.